Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we are returning to Grand Tactician, the Civil War, with the Whiskey and Lemons DLC, which basically turns this strategic Civil War game with tactical combat into a little bit of a role-playing game where you become one individual commander in a much bigger war, and when battles are fought, you fight as that individual commander, regardless of how many units he might command. Now, this is episode, number 5 of our Let's Play series, and we are playing as Matthew McCormick. We are a lieutenant colonel, which means we command a single regiment, the 2nd Wisconsin, in the 3rd Brigade of the 1st Division of the Army of Northeastern Virginia. We're 34 years old. We don't have much fame to ourselves. We have fought in 4 battles, I think, now, and we've done okay. We've got a reasonable amount of prestige, 420, which might be enough to buy a cheap division and get ourselves promoted, except for the fact that our rank is too low. You have to be at least a colonel to command a division, probably a brigade, to command a brigade, and we are currently a lieutenant colonel. So next rank is colonel, and we are 50% of the way there. We don't have anyone in our staff headquarters really helping us get there. You can see the impact of the staff was negative. We've got a lieutenant who's our adjunct. He's a 2-star. We've got a 2.5-star second in command, Lieutenant Colonel William Goodrich. He's not particularly famous or anything like that. In theory, we could use prestige to get a better second in command or a better adjunct, but none of them have more stars, which I'm assuming has to do with how much they help me in terms of, maybe furthering my own career. We have a 2-star quartermaster, which again is the best option out there. And then we've got a camp follower who's sort of a yes man, conforming staffer. I'd rather a better trait, like he just tells me you're so great. In any event, we've just lost the battle near Fredericksburg, and our force is being driven west. We are retreating. The Confederates are retaking Fredericksburg, but the greater concern here is the Federals actually have divisions in Richmond. We've got the Department of Washington, about 4,000 men down in Richmond. Department of Virginia, another 4,000 men. So we've got maybe like 16,000 men with the 5th Division as well, if those departments are actually carrying troops and aren't just headquarters units at Richmond. But with us being driven off of Fredericksburg, I don't know that any of these troops down here are going to be able to draw supplies. So even if they take Richmond, it'll be a short thing. They'll probably have to be withdrawn. The Army of the Peninsula is also not too far away, although they only have 5,000 men. So it's more likely that either the troops near Fredericksburg are going to head south. I don't think they'll get there before Richmond falls, or the troops in Richmond are going to withdraw to protect their supply lines. Our own supply situation is kind of bad. I don't know if I have all the filters in this version of the game. Map information settings. Is there a... Yeah, I don't know that we have a supply line. But yeah, that's kind of where we find ourselves right now. So our forces are retreating. We'll see what's up next. I mean, we've performed reasonably well, but not famously. So looks like we're in another battle right away. So we've got 8,300 men against 17,000 Confederates. Looks like we're retreating east, perhaps. You can see the morale is very low in the bulk of our troops. About half of our force has low morale. The other division is in better shape, about a third. A total of 8,300 troops versus about 17,000 Confederates. We can't retreat, so we might as well fight and try and give the enemy as good of a licking as possible. But I doubt that we have the morale to hold. Perhaps if we're on the defensive in this battle, we might be able to hold our own if we get good terrain and some perks. But my guess is that won't happen. We're going to get overrun and probably defeated. Okay, so here we are into the battlefield. We're using the Battle of Fredericksburg map, and it looks... Why are we on the offensive? We're outnumbered 2-1. This is stupid. Okay, so it looks like we're going to be on the offensive. It's the same exact map as last time. This time we're starting off in the southwest. I'm not sure that makes a difference. The enemy's going to be dug in around Fredericksburg, probably, just like last time. And for some stupid reason, we're attacking after being destroyed nearly and having about half as many men. So General David Hunter, you're dumb. Don't do that. It's stupid. Anyway, we'll just get started. It's already 1 o'clock in the afternoon on this day. It is summer, so you're sitting pretty with long days. Our morale is at 29%. It looks like the maximum morale is capped at 60%, so it starts low, probably because of the fact that the campaign wasn't going well. We have about 324 men with us. We can use our prestige to get more men. Looks like this regiment here is about the same size. They've got Springfield rifled muskets under Colonel Dudley, but it's expensive to take on those troops. I prefer the cheap troops, although as we learned in our last battle when we took those militia troops, cheap troops don't necessarily perform all that well. And 160 prestige is kind of expensive. I don't know all the ins and outs of what goes into determining that cost, but these guys, Lieutenant Colonel Adolph Williams is considerably cheaper. It's probably rank, actually, because these guys are colonels. And the other guy I just clicked on here, Lieutenant Colonel Adolph Williams, he's a lieutenant colonel, so he's our rank. They only have 278 men, though. We don't really have a lot of big regiments to draw from. So if I click around here, is there another lieutenant colonel? Maybe Thomas Crittenden. He's got 380 men. He doesn't have rifles, though. He's only 65 prestige to take over. Second Maine, 400. He's a colonel. I mean, I could basically build my own brigade at this point if I really wanted to. Probably be cheap to take a battery, right? 41 prestige. I don't think we have orders yet. Interesting. We're just kind of sitting here. But you can kind of piece together oh, this dude's wounded. Does that mean I can take over cheaply? No. His second in command surely would be a lower rank. Mississippi Rifles, you got 90 prestige. I just don't know that we're gonna... I guess let's wait and see what our orders end up being. It says we're supposed to attack, but we're just sitting on the edge of the map here. Oh, now it wants me to take that objective. So dumb. This is so dumb. We're going to just charge in pell-mell, and we're going to get ourselves shot to pieces. But I guess we'll go up toward Mary's Heights. I'm not going to take command of anyone quite yet. Mainly because I don't even know if it's a good idea. If we're on the offensive, we're probably going to lose more men than they are. They're probably dug in. Our morale is low. Does it really make sense to try and fight aggressively? We're probably going to lose more men than them. Let's slow down for a second. Let's see. Is there anybody I want to take control over? There I am. I'm third in line. New York State Militia, that's what I took last time. Crittenden, his boys are, well, they're confident. I think they're better troops than they were last time around. They've still only got muskets, which isn't great, but we could take command of his troops again. He's a 2-star. He's only 65 prestige. He does not like me, though. Negative 70. So this is what folks are talking about. So what they said was people will get really mad at you if you take over someone's regiment and the main screen, if we take someone's unit, they'll have a grudge against me. But we took his regiment in the last fight, and now he's a -7 because he listened to my advice. So basically, because because I took over his unit in the middle of the battle, that also apparently hurts relationships. So since he already hates me, for sure I'm going to take over his command. It's cheap. He's only 60 prestige. So we're going to deploy him right alongside us at Mary's Heights. And I think that'll give me about 700 men relatively cheaply. If I can get into this objective zone, or if the objective changes, then 2 units getting in there almost pays for the prestige purchase. I probably won't buy any other units. Again, they have muskets. They're 1842 Springfields or U.S. smoothbore 1842s, which are not great. But, you know, the cheap troops, it's worth it. Also, I don't want to poison my relationship with any other officers by taking their units over. So I'd rather just, you know, someone who already hates me, might as well piss him off more, right? Like, what's he going to do? I guess he could kill me in a duel. But you can see it's negative 70. Oof. I wonder if the outcome of the battle could change the impact of taking advice. Like, if you win, is that a good thing? Maybe they're like, hey, yeah, good job telling me what to do. Support friendly unit. So we're supposed to support the Fredericksburg section down here. Our objective has changed. We got new units. I hope those divisions up north don't go in until we arrive, because we are definitely not going to win this fight. And if the other units get routed before we arrive, we may not even get into the battle. It would really suck to lose 60 prestige just because. All right, our troops have arrived. So we've got the second grudge. So this officer, by the way, may also not listen to me because he has a grudge against me. So even though I've taken over his unit, it's possible he'll do his own thing. All right, so we were marching along the road. Apparently, we're cut off. I don't know why. No, we're not. That's not us. There we are. Why is it not letting me click on any of these commanders? Is it because I'm out of range of the... Can you not command yourself when you're cut off? That doesn't make sense. Or is the game just glitching on me here? Because I can't apparently click on anybody. Okay, deploy to engage. I'm already here. I'm already in the zone. But I don't know why I can't select anything. All right, so I just select pause. Here we go. That was weird. I'm actually not already in the zone. Okay. Maybe the enemy is going to attack us and we can defend. Although this is not... I guess we could throw ourselves behind this. Let's deploy here. New York State. You guys deploy on that fence line. And then where's the second Wisconsin? We're around here somewhere. Here we are. We'll deploy here. Both inside the box. That should give me a good chunk of prestige. I was told also that the AI does not perform well when you do time compression, which is, I guess, interesting. I don't know if that's true, but Rebs are forming up on this bridge. I would love for them to attack me. All right, we're going to move at least a little more quickly. No casualties yet. Our troops are a little disrupted. All right, we got 20 prestige for reaching the combat zone. We should get another 20 when the Wisconsin enters, and then we're only down 20 on the battle. We just have to inflict 20 casualties on the enemy and not get routed. Which is easier said than done. Is he going to do his own thing? His orders are back here. All right. So those guys are deploying forward. My orders are to just support here. So I don't know where those other guys are going. What is that noise? It sounds like someone's knocking on the door. All right, let's deploy forward here on this fence line with our 2 regiments. I know those aren't our orders, but these other guys are getting in a fight. And I don't want to lose the battle without a chance to get some casualties inflicted on the enemy. We use cover. Second Wisconsin does have rifles. That helps. Enemies attacking our troops in the open here. Some cavalry over here. Alright, slow down. Second New York State's going to shift their lines a bit. Second Wisconsin's going to support them. Maybe we can fire into the flank of these guys attacking up Mary's Heights. We'll go ×2. We'll fight this one a little slower. Engage at will. That's another thing I've noticed, is that the game kind of tends to change your orders. Once you're in combat, it's just like, oh, okay, I guess you're fighting. It's like, I guess you're fighting now. Alright, let's change your orders to long-range fire. The enemy's pulling back from their assault up here on these heights. Don't do that. Here. Nice, my boys are in combat now. Now, the 2nd Wisconsin, my boys have 1817 rifles. They're basically old smoothbores with a percussion cap adjustment. So they're obsolete, but they do have longer range at least. Why is Crittenden's morale flashing at me? He's at 50? He's fighting skirmishers. You'd think that they would be able to hold out against skirmishers. These guys are wounded. They also have high fatigue. We're fighting against. Alright, we're inflicting a few casualties now. The game has begun. Stovall's detachment, 65 men. Iverson's detachment, 70 men. Crittenden routes, I'm going to be pissed at him. He's flashing. 2nd New Hampshire's moving in to support us behind. Just a clump of enemy troops over here. You know, all these guys, the USMC, United States Marine Corps. They're going to be in trouble against 4th Georgia. Way larger and on offense. Alright, but we're getting some casualties. Or inflicting some casualties. We don't go into the battle with an overabundance of ammunition. We start with 40 rounds, and at the end of the day you get resupplied, but not with a ton. So, hopefully we don't fire through too much of our ammo against these skirmishers. Stovall's now lost 10 men. Iverson has lost none. 12 men in Crittenden's unit have been lost. None in the 2nd Wisconsin, although it says we're being flanked. I'll let you turn a little bit so you're not flanked. Alright, good news. 2nd Wisconsin drove those skirmishers back. So Crittenden's kind of moving forward on his own initiative. Again, he doesn't like me, so he's going to do his own thing. But now we got 2 regiments side by side on the fence line firing into the 24th South Carolina, which is also taking flanking fire from somewhere. 24th has 650 men, so between us we have more between our 2 units, but not much. It's a pretty even fight. Remember, if you rout, you lose 10 prestige. Again, there's a lot more enemy over here than we've got. But again, we're on the fence line, so hopefully that helps. Iron Troops' morale is nervous now. I'd like to imagine the 24th South Carolina is going to be in trouble, given that they're getting flanked. But it doesn't seem like it. Doesn't seem like it's doing much. Anyway, I'm ticking up my score here. So we spent 65 and we've gained 54. And we routed. Fudge! I didn't lose any prestige for routing, but that probably isn't going to do my fame much good. Still, I still get credit for Crittenden's regiment was just blazing away at these guys and inflicting losses. So he's basically paid for himself now. Until routing causes us to lose that. We lost 25 men and we broke. It doesn't help to be such a small regiment at this point. Hang in there, Crittenden. You got the high ground and you got a fence line. Just keep shooting at the bastards. Oh, where they're getting flanked from, though. Maybe over here? 2nd Rhode Island? But yeah, Crittenden is gonna save my morale. Like, that doesn't make any sense from a prestige point of view. It'll be interesting to see if we get accused of cowardice or something, or if we're defamed. Alright, end of day, troops resupplied. Alright, where are our boys? Alright, 2nd New York State. Where are my boys? Go to me. Alright, 2nd Wisconsin, they have rallied. I wish it told me where to deploy. But at least my troops have rallied. Maybe they'll come after me? Let's go deploy on this fence line. We'll see what our orders are. Oh, I don't get to just, like, move for free? You used to be able to move for free when you had a nightfall, at least when you're in command of a force. You go there. I guess maybe when you're just a regimental, you don't. Wants me to merge with that New York regiment? That would be interesting. All right, you get on that fence line. Then you go back here, actually. Don't go forward, though. I want you to fall back to here. All right, let's go. 7 a.m. next day. Doesn't look like 2nd New York State got resupplied pretty much at all. My boys also were both sitting at like 20 rounds. Got troops engaging the enemy up here. 6 Vermont. Enemies dug in a little bit too. You know what? Fuck it. Advance. Get on this fence line. I wish I could change from falling back to actually just marching, because you shouldn't be falling back at this point. All right, 2nd New York State, give me prestige. I get to claim credit for you being under my command. No penalty for my 1 regiment that routed yesterday. Got a little bit of a fight going on here. We got 1 advanced regiment, the 6th Vermont. These boys are standing in bravely against overwhelming odds. It's 41st Georgia, which is smaller than them, but then they've also got a battery of artillery and 600 more men behind that. 2nd New York State's going to get on this fence line, and maybe they can, like, snipe at the enemy arty. I don't know if that's quite in range or not. Looks like it might be just on the edge. I don't know when we get hit by canister fire, though. Some artillery's being shot. I didn't see any explosions. I suppose it could have been solid shot. Right, those boys are pulling back. Should be facing this way. No, don't do that. What are you doing? Sounds like windows are breaking. Second Wisconsin's coming up on this fence line. So we got 3 regiments, 2 of my own and 1 of someone else on this fence line. Looks like there's some enemy boys laying down under fire here. 10th Florida is... I don't know who they're shooting at. I don't see explosions over my troops, so unless it could be solid shot, I suppose, or maybe canister. Oh boy, we got the U.S. cavalry coming up. Alright boys, you're on the fence, you're both in cover. The enemy is not in cover, so just blaze away now. 2nd New York State is stable, but their morale is in the danger zone. They're taking quite a few casualties. That might be from canister fire, I'm not sure. Florida State Battery is taking some losses, though. So I'm not too worried. New York State will probably rout, but if it lets the 2nd Wisconsin regain their fame after the failure of the earlier fight, I'm okay with that. Yep, -10 rout for New York State, so that kind of undoes some things. But with 35 casualties inflicted, we're actually still +10. Well, actually, we're even, I think. 77, 60, we're up 2. Okay. It's like a sporting event. Alright, our boys are on the fence, and they are firing into the enemy. We're taking some casualties here. We're at 37. I don't know how long we'll hold out, but keep firing away, because if you retreat, you're going to be in the open. Seems like a lot of the enemy focus is on the U.S. Cav, which is taking heavy losses as well. We're getting about 3.5 per volley. And there goes the Cav, so now it's just us. 2.5 that volley. If, 2nd Ohio might come up and... I don't know where the New York State went. Our regiment's gonna be in pretty rough shape after this fight, though. We did get some infantry support. 2nd Ohio's charging forward into the open. Oh god, we're gonna melt. 56 casualties, that's better than 1/6. We're getting up support, though. The enemy's in the open. Should be taking heavy losses. My main problem is I don't have enough muskets to deal those losses. They're not going to survive long here. One of the regiments also got under that crop of trees, so they got some cover. Horse killed! My horse came under fire and your horse was hit and fell under you feet dying. Alright, I wasn't wounded at least. Keep firing, boys. Keep up your fire. Pour it into them, boys. Oh my god, 80 casualties. There's gonna be nothing left of my regiment. We're gonna have to request for a new one. I want to retreat, but I... Oh, okay, there we broke. I was gonna say I want to retreat, but I'm pretty sure we'll lose more men if we retreat than if we just stay and fight, and that was kind of the situation. +25 rout. Oh, the enemy routed. Yes. So I routed, but apparently because the enemy routed too, we got some additional prestige. Nice. All right. Glory to the 2nd Wisconsin. Sorry, boys. May have hung you out to dry there, but... Second New York State is still panicked. He can't be happy with me. He's like, you got my men killed! Boys, I have no more horse. But I want you to rally. And actually, interestingly enough, now that we got out of that situation, our morale instantly got much better. Our cohesion is broken. But it's basically like the troops didn't break in the sense that they don't want to fight again. They broke in the sense that they said, we can't stay here any longer. We are taking too many losses. Let's get the hell out of here. The enemy's actually losing more men than we are. The problem is they outnumber us 2 to 1. This is not going to be a victory, but We used that fence line fairly effectively. Except for the fact that we lost about a quarter of our troops. But we'll see. It's 8 a.m. I don't have a ton of ammo left anyway. So, plus 25 for the enemy routing, plus 40 for combat zone reached, plus 55 for casualties inflicted. That is 95, 120, minus 10 for route, that's 110, plus minus 65 for us buying that unit. So we still turned out a pretty solid performance, except for the fact that now I'm going to have to buy another horse, and those damn things are expensive. Alright, how's the 2nd New York State militia doing? They're confident. Their cohesion is failing, but they're mostly hanging in there. I don't know how well they'll fight again if we try and put them in there, but I think we'll put them behind this fence line. If the enemy wants to push up the center, then we can hold there. Second Wisconsin is going to form up behind this fence and do the same. Only got 200 muskets, though. We're not going to inflict much on them. I don't think we can lose. We can lose another 10 route, I think, for our own troops who routed. But I don't think we can lose routing multiple times, so. Alright. Failing cohesion, but morale is confident. Be interesting if the enemy pushes up the hill. It doesn't look like we're quite close to defeat yet in terms of up here. Like, it is trending toward defeat in terms of victory points. But the enemy still has a bit of work to do. It looks like these two regiments here that caught the enemy in the open, caught the 2nd Texas in the open, did some damage to them. It's a pretty open field fight with just fences. The enemy is, again, losing more men, but smaller percentages. Alright, let's actually advance the New York State up this road. Maybe they can help fire into the flank. I think the enemy's going to be shooting at this first Rhode Island, which I don't know what on earth they're doing. They're going to get themselves killed. They probably won't be there long. 2nd Wisconsin doesn't have much more loss resistance here. Resilience, so they can... Main problem is these enemy troops are behind cover, so that isn't good. Our own troops will not be behind cover, although we will have an elevation advantage. There we go. Fire into them, boys. 2nd Wisconsin, come up and support. Just be a little bit behind them, so hopefully the enemy won't shoot at you. They'll shoot at the 2nd New York State. And I think these guys are actually out of range. I think they're being fired into, and they don't, because they're at the bottom of the hill and we're at the top, their range is shorter. Doesn't help that the enemy's putting skirmishers into this fence line and pushing forward on the right a little bit. Got very good cover. But I think that's also what's helping us, is we've got an elevation advantage here. I'd love if I could get in to support the 13th New York without actually, yeah, just stop here. Just shoot, boys. These guys are in range. You got rifles. I don't think you're going to take any casualties back here. Possibly artillery? Crittenden's doing anything here. doing much damage to the enemy in their cover. Also looks like these guys are just laying down and taking the fire. Well, we got a little bit of damage inflicted. Still a minor defeat at the moment. Still inflicting more on them than they on us. We're low on ammo, which hurts your morale as well. The game would be, I think, a little bit more interesting if ammo wasn't quite so harshly punished. Like, I love having limited ammo, but two things. One, units should inflict and take a slightly lower casualty amount, especially early in battles. And two, you should be able to resupply midday, not just at the end of the day. But it kind of makes sense the way they have it designed right now, just because the enemy does, like, there is an advantage to the way the logistics and supplies work, and units definitely inflict more casualties than they probably should, based on how many rounds are being fired. Meanwhile, these guys are being flanked, of course. Actually, so are we. I don't know who's shooting at me though. It says we're being flanked. No one over here. Maybe the artillery's shooting at us. Maybe we can break the 4th Alabama. It'd be great to rout another enemy unit. But they are lying down to save themselves from fire. Oh god, no. Sorry, Crittenden, your boys are gonna suffer now. Down to 8 rounds. Been shooting at anybody? Oh, now you're gonna take flank fire. 7 rounds left here. What do you, like, it looks like you're loading and loading. Some of the boys, they just go on loading, never fired a shot. I don't see what Crittenden's doing. I don't see any volleys coming off. Definitely taking casualties. And he's broken again. He's about to break. Shoot at those guys. They're technically not in cover and they are standing up. Retreat! Get out of there! You're getting shredded. Oh, he broke. It is now 10 o'clock. Still a minor defeat. Haven't lost enough yet for our troops to run away. I don't know if maybe their rate of fire is just way slower because the enemy is, oh, both these guys claim they're in cover. That doesn't seem right. There we go. 2 casualties inflicted. Or not 2, but 2 prestige worth. In any event. The enemy's definitely not pushing as aggressively as they could be, given their manpower advantage. It'd be great if the 2nd Rhode Island came up and fired into their flank. I don't think I'm going to get 96 prestige worth of taking that unit over, though. Should be targeting the 43rd Georgia. They're the ones standing up. Slight amounts of prestige here. We're down to 4 rounds of ammo, though. Keep up your fire. Keep up your fire. Pour it into them, lads. This is a weird one. This is kind of an extended battle with a lot of ammo being expended, with probably only about a division at any one time in combat. I don't know why the Rebs aren't pushing forward. I guess we're on the high ground, but still. See, I'd move Casey forward. I'd take him over and move him forward, except then the enemy's just going to turn one of their regiments, and then it just quickly becomes a slugfest that we can't win. Rally your boys, Brendan. Hey, that house just got destroyed. Nice. Destructible environments. We are low. Extremely low on ammo, which influences rate of fire. Alright, we're gonna retreat. Retreat, boys! Get out of there! You got no ammo left to fight with. There's no reason to die. Take unnecessary casualties. That's where I think the game could really benefit from like a Scourge of War style thing where you got like supply wagons that could go around and give you more ammo. Although in Scourge of War you burn through ammo much more quickly and you also don't take as many casualties per round fired, so it's a little bit of a different setup. Most of our units are extremely low on ammo. It's only 10 o'clock though, so we got a long way to go if this is going to be a third day's fight. And I think our unit didn't draw more supply in part because we were too far forward. New York State still nervous. But their cohesion's good, and they've rallied a bit. We'll send them forward in a moment. What are they regaining at? 56 per hour? Should be good to go in an hour. Whatever that is. I wonder if you get like one fresh volley and then you can pull back and then keep pushing forward and then pull them back. The enemy's not shooting at us right now. Here comes the 2nd Wisconsin. There we go. Volley. Didn't hurt anyone, but... we're in theory firing into this flank at extreme range. Alright, we'll bring the 2nd New York forward. Let's speed things up a bit. We're going to lose this battle if the AI is going to send piecemeal regiments forward here. It did inflict a few casualties. The enemy, they did move down that that road that was on the enemy flank, like I had said. I don't understand how these guys are in cover. Is it cover from, like, the wheat, maybe? Enemy's laying down. I don't see a target. We're shooting at something, but I don't see a target. Maybe these guys? In the event, let's speed forward a bit. Looks like we are the target of some artillery. We took a casualty. Suffered a casualty. Our boys are exhausted from the continuous fighting. So you don't ever like fully run out of ammo. Ammo is more or less a, you know, influences your rate of fire. So it says we're low. Obviously dramatically reduces your rate of fire, but presumably we're like picking dead men pocket, you know, cartridge boxes and other things like that or something. Might get another day's fight out of this though. Doesn't seem like the battle's been decided yet. It's hard to tell though. Just a couple routed regiments could change things. Again, a lot of shooting. About 1,800 casualties. We're inching forward in terms of our casualties inflicted. I want to advance across an open field here. There's enemy troops in some cover. We took another casualty here from enemy artillery fire. We got some guns moving up on our flank though. Jesus, they move those guns all the way up to point blank range. Alright, how about you advance to support? Sorry, 2nd New York State, but duty falls to you. It is 1,600 hours. I might actually see a 3rd day's fight out of this. Not that we're inflicting any losses on the 43rd Georgia here. They just stood up. We got a few casualties inflicted. Assuming they're shooting at the infantry further forward, maybe the artillery. But that infantry ahead of us now pulled back, so we'll see. Crittenden's now low on ammo, so he's burned through his. Everybody's low. That would be enough for me to retreat. I've never seen a 3-day battle before. Even in the grand strategic battles where I had huge armies involved. Didn't get to 3-day battles. Yeah, they're shooting at that battery. Everybody's out of ammo on our side. Not the Rebs. They still, unless there's just, we don't see their penalty. We'll pull back in the night. There's just stand up fighting in a field, shooting. Crittenden should get promoted to colonel after this. That's for sure. 3rd Georgia's lost 150 men. That's a big regiment. Over, what, 700 men still? So they had 900 coming in. Alright, end of day. So we got 50, it said 55% supply, but it still says we're low. I don't understand this. Why are we starting with no, why are we getting no ammo when it said we got some? Alright, it's 1,100 hours in the 4th day's fight. Nothing really changed. We sat on that fence line. But it appears that the army's withdrawing because everybody marched away. So I guess in theory we're withdrawing in good order. I mean, we probably realized, hey, we can't keep this up. We've lost a quarter of our army almost. The enemy's lost 12%, which was more men, but didn't really matter. So we withdrew. Minor federal defeat. Our own story. 213 prestige gained in the battle. Minus 65 for the prestige spent. And we net ourselves out a hefty 150. That was our best performance thus far, at least in terms of prestige. Our regiment is getting quite small, though. We may need to, I don't know if we can, like, send it home to refit and draw replacements. I don't know if that's an option, but it might not be a terrible one. We'll have to take a look, now that we're out of here, what the answer to do is. I didn't do anything else in the fight. You didn't miss anything. Lieutenant Colonel Casey has fallen into disgrace, so at least it's not me. Well, I guess that's still to be determined. All right, Colonel Scott loses face. Colonel Casey loses face. I'm hoping because we got one regiment routed, at least we got credit for that, that we get some acceleration on our promotion. First division's here. Did we really only gain 1%? Do I have to wait for the end of the battle? Because from a time perspective, it still thinks we're fighting. We lost the battle. All right, rear guard stuff. Richmond Falls. I don't think we win, but military policy 2. All right, so are we in? We're not in battle anymore. All right, so we withdrew. And I am at 52% of the way to Colonel. Dear God, how long is it going to take? I've got 589 prestige. I don't have a horse because I got killed again. Got just over $1,000 left. Buying these cavalry horses seems kind of pointless. They keep dying. So maybe we'll just go with a plain horse. I don't need the prestige from the fancy horse. So it's only $100. I didn't gain any fame by the looks of it. Still insignificant. I've gained a little bit of weight. I'm 176 pounds. I don't know how tall I am. What about our regiment? How's our regiment doing? We have no provisional path for supplies. That's not good. Unit is down to 183 men with 115 walking wounded. Ugh. We're in trouble. We've upgraded to Springfield rifle muskets, though. We have the auto upgrade set. So we've got good weapons now. Be cool if I could merge these guys. I don't think that's an option. I could spend prestige to take someone else's regiment from them. I don't know that that would do any good. Be nice if I could spend the prestige to get promoted. Front camp. Okay, you'll lose 40 pounds. I don't have 40 pounds to lose. Or pay $250 to have... This will increase staff efficiency and your administration. That might actually help me get promoted. So I'll spend the $250 to do that. Can I buy anyone better now that I've got more prestige to spend? Not really. I mean, in theory, I could get Lieutenant Colonel John Reynolds in my command. That's a half a star more. I don't know if that's worth it. But we need to get out of here, guys. We got no supply anywhere. I have a feeling we're going to keep getting stuck in battles around Fredericksburg until we're destroyed. We need to retreat left and up. I can't tell. It doesn't look like the armies are moving. They're just sitting here and starving. Oh, there they go. Now we had a rear guard with, you know, we refused to fight again so quickly. It'd be nice if during the day we were marching somewhere else, though. Like, we just sort of saddled sideways. Again, Richmond fell. I don't see any indication that the enemy's trying to retake Richmond, as far as I can tell. They got an army just south of there, but not enough men to retake it. We're kind of blocking their stronger forces. Apparently, we just won a victory at Harper's Ferry against the Army of the Potomac, with considerable elements of the Department of the Pennsylvania, so that's good. But we have no base of supply right now. So we are starving, pretty much. The weather's bad, ammo is low, low food. We got more ammo than we got food. It says supplies are 100%, but that is not true. Oh, this is for the wrong army. That's not the troops down here. Shanks Brigade, low food, low ammo, 37%. Like, you guys, withdraw. Pull north. All right, so we withdrew rather than fighting, but we withdrew south toward Richmond, which I guess maybe we're pulling some supply off the peninsulas or rivers, because supply did improve slightly. Disaster at the Ohio River. If you're going to withdraw, at least withdraw back to Richmond. Although those guys are out of supply too. I don't know if we're foraging. I don't really know what we're doing. Let's see what's all going on. Inching toward promotion. I don't know if it's just a timer. It'd be great if we could bring supply up the rivers. Maybe that would help. But yeah, we're kind of in a weird spot right now. In any event, guys, it is November of 1861. We fought another battle. It happened. That was the 18 more days. The regiment itself, we go to the 1st Division, we go to Manage Army, we click on the regiment. Some of our disabled are coming back, but we still only got 200 men. In that last battle, we inflicted 113 casualties and lost 109, so the regiment fought reasonably well. We have no fame, though. We do have experience, or some experience. But that's where we are, guys. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode of Grand Tactician, the Civil War. Hope you guys enjoyed that very strange battle. And until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying thank you for watching, and I'm out. Bye-bye now.